Welcome to another Saturday Night Live. I'm your host, Conway Cameron. And this is how we do it on a Saturday night. We talk up the things that no one wants to talk about. We say it as it should be said, as it exists. Welcome, one and all. Since recently, there have been several attacks in relations to things happening here in Jamaica with the lockdown and the pandemic and the COVID. We talk up the things about it tonight on Saturday Night Live. And we know in no long argument. We're simply saying it as it is. The church has somehow been at the heart of the pandemic here in Jamaica as it relates to the coronavirus. Holy Father, do your thing. Blessings. The coronavirus outbreak started at a funeral at the church. The coronavirus went community spread at a convention at a church. And Your Holiness has locked down the church, giving access to only 10 persons to worship and to broadcast it by social media to the rest of persons. Persons have come out to talk against the lockdown of the church. I am wondering if the judgment that begins at the house of the Lord includes the coronavirus. It started at a funeral at a church. It went community spread at the same church, and church people talking about that it's ungodly to lock down the church. Isn't there a scripture that says where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I'm there to bless? I didn't see where the scripture says a congregation. I know several ministers are facing the bullet of an economical decline because the offering plate not coming at them yard where they can somehow have up uppity salary to collect each month. The church people must understand that Your Holiness is not the devil, and to quarantine and lock down the source by which the coronavirus was spread is a prudent move to make. The church people must understand that the building is not the church. It's them, the people. And wherever they are in their community, that's where they need to make representation of what God is, his love and his righteousness. And that gathering at a church building is neither here nor there. If you're able to do good in a church building, then you should be able to do better and best in your community. And for the pastors who are lazy and don't used to work, who just sit down and feed off of the fat of the sheep like hirelings, go look work. It's a pandemic and everybody is facing it. If parents have to find money for buy tablets and pay high internet bills so that their children can learn online, where them fi get the money from to support your long, not even long, your long packet. Where should they get the funds from to support you in your laziness? Go look at work. A lot of works out there. Look at work. And you have qualifications. Go turn a something instead of sitting down and waiting for the people to carry them hard work money come give you in a COVID time. They have their children at home and they have to provide for them children. The money where them used to carry come give you, they have to use it now to provide for their children. And Holiness is doing his best to protect the children, keeping them from becoming infected. If they should become infected and they start dying off, are you willing to spend your money to bury them? So we keep them at home where they are safe from being infected by the coronavirus as best as we can. We're not throwing them to the sharks. So the little money, the extras, what the parents used to have to give you as a minister, as a pastor, to support your lazy ministry, they don't have it anymore because they have to now use it to take care of their children and their parents. So don't try to cast spell on Julia Holness because you run out of money. Or Andrew Holness child because you run out of money. Andrew stated that he's a man of God. He believes in the scripture. He believes in God's words. He has faith in God. And therefore, restricting the movement of the population is what he is doing to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. What you as ministers should be doing is praying for God's guidance that he makes the right decisions all the time as it relates to the safety of the nation, instead of trying to cast spells on his family like you're a witch, a wizard, a sorcerer, or a obeah. Things not looking so good for the church because the church is at the center of this pandemic here in Jamaica. They caused the spread because they wouldn't listen to the guidelines, not obedient to the guidelines given by Andrew Holness. I am simply asking that the ministers will put their greed and their gluttony aside and help to pray for the nation and the Prime Minister that the right decisions are made for the protection of the rights of the people and the health of the people. Again, where two or three are gathered in my name, God is there to bless. Stay at home, zoom in on social media for any religious program or any minister or pastor you want to hear. And if you want to send an offering, mail it to them. Or the church can provide an account where persons can transfer their weekly offering to. But not try to cast spell upon Andrew Holness and his wife and his family and his firstborn. That's a you're a man, you're a witch, you're a wizard, you're evil and you're wicked. Your heart should be one of that, of the similitude of Christ, of love, of righteousness, praying for the nation to go through safely as best as it can through this pandemic. Now, the other thing I want to talk about, I will share it with you in the next video. I'm your host, Conway Cameron. This was Saturday Night Live. Bless up. To all my subscribers, I'm just simply in the background watching things unfold. Me no gone away. The Most High is still there, guiding and keeping I and I. Bless up.